Hi, Anthonix Maximus here. Before we get started, I just want to take a time and put out my apology. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's taken me so long. It's been a bit of a hiatus. The last time I reviewed anything was all the way back in early April. I'm truly sorry I took so long to get another video out there. You see, the thing is, this year has been interesting. I've had change of work, started a new job, started working on side gigs and side productions, and it's just really taken a lot out of me, if I'm being honest. And it's kind of stifled my creative side. And that's not the fault of any production or new job or anything like that, because people have adapted to worse. This is just my own cross I have to bear. So I'm working through that. And I'm so sorry to have you wait this long. Thank you for putting up with me. If you're still one of my subscribers, thank you. And thank you to the subscribers who subscribed to me during the hiatus. It's been a lot. I'm sorry. I apologize for the wait. I'm working on that. Thank you for being an Anthonix Maxiteer. Let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. People who are watching me for the first time through this video, you have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's okay. Welcome to Anthonix Maximus Matinee. During the hiatus, I would have loved to take apart Shazam 2, talked about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, The Little Mermaid, Flash, of course, Barbie, and Oppenheimer. Like I said, a lot of things kind of got in the way. I especially wanted to have come back on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Forever. But you know me, when it comes to Power Rangers, I just get into so much detail that I feel like that should be reserved for Anthonix Maximus reviews, the other series where I actually go into the backstories and the history of things. Whereas this show, I just talk about my initial reaction to the movie I just saw. And I did plan to come back sooner. As you can see, I have Batman displayed, the Ninja Turtles displayed, and don't worry, there'll be a reason for that. Look at me already lying, saying, let's talk about Ninja Turtles, when I'm just talking about this. Let's go. So the movie, I didn't hate it. I had fun. I think it's a bit juvenile, and I get it. It's kind of geared towards kids, but they also try to appeal the adult fans too. But keep in mind, it is a Paramount, Viacom, Nickelodeon production, so it's gonna be for the kids. I actually saw the movie with some students. I took some students to the film. They liked it. The kids in the audience liked it, and I guess in the end of the day, that's what's important. So watch this old ass tear that apart. I feel like with Seth Rogen as producer of this film, I feel like this is one of those projects where comedians just pull together their closest friends to put them in a movie. And I'm not even gonna call it nepotism per se, because I'm okay when producers or directors use their friends in many of their films. The same way I'm okay with Tim Burton putting someone like Christopher Lee in a lot of his films, may he rest his soul, because, you know, they know the chemistry is there. But I think this movie crosses the line when they actually cast random actors to be random characters that would not work very well. Like Rose Byrne as Leatherhead. Like, she's not even trying to do a southern accent, which is the whole existence of Leatherhead. It's more Australian, and maybe Rose Byrne is Australian, but it was just over-the-top fakeness with the Australian voice. Or when you have like random trending celebrities play a part, like Post Malone as Ray Fillet. Is Post Malone a funny guy? Is he an actor? No, but you know, the kids love it when he sings, so throw him in there. Hey, while we're at it, let's have Mr. Beast play some random voice. You're not gonna pick up on it right away, away. You'll have to find out through IMDb, but Mr. Beast is in the film. It's not all bad. Some casting choices did make sense. Paul Rudd did a decent voice as Mondo Gecko. Seth Rogen was fine as Bebop. John Cena was great as Rocksteady. Master Splinter, voiced by Jackie Chan. He's fine. He's actually not bad. In fact, as the voice of Master Splinter, it fits. The lines and behavior he's given as the character, not so much. But he's not the worst Splinter. I still say the worst Splinter is in Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I would say the best casting choice of the whole entire film, why that would have to be Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman. Oh, if I was to make a Ninja Turtles movie, live action, I would cast him. Now, the Ninja Turtles themselves, on the other hand, I enjoyed them, but the voice acting was not so good because, while there were funny moments with the Ninja Turtles themselves, I wouldn't say that was good voice casting. Not gonna say bad voice acting. I'm saying it's bad voice casting. It's because, I get it, they're teenagers. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fine. But I would even go as far as to say they sound like teenagers. Sure, you look at, the actual Ninja Turtles from the past, and I forget that they're supposed to be teenagers, but man, they kind of went the other direction. These Ninja Turtles kind of make me think of, they sound like middle schoolers.
Take out Superfly, and then everyone will think we're cool. They'll accept us.
Listening to them speak make me feel like I'm watching an episode of Steven Universe or Gumball. Something on those lines. I will say, though, the one character that stole the show would have to be Superfly. Superfly, voiced by Ice Cube. It's just fun to listen to. Yeah, he's been kind of off a certain deep end politically, but we're not talking about politics. We're talking about Ice Cube. He's a good actor. He does put a lot of fun energy into this villain.
What the? Y'all some little tortoises, huh?
Superfly is kind of like the grounded, I say this about a fly, but he's a grounded villain because he acts so gangster. And it's kind of like the same fun that we get when we're watching Into the Spider-Verse, because the bad guys are relatable in that way. Except for Superfly kind of plays himself more like a gangster Magneto. If society can't accept the mutants, he'll just turn everyone into mutants, or rid the human race for mutant kind. There are other bad guys from TCRI, the company that created the Ooze, which created the Ninja Turtles, which is led by Cynthia Utrom, voiced by Maya Rudolph. As a character, she's menacing. When I see her on screen, I don't think Maya Rudolph, because it's not like she's trying to be funny. She's trying to be a menacing character. I can accept that. Except for something I'll share in the spoiler section. But the movie is just kind of vile and gross because, again, it's Nickelodeon. You're gonna see projectile vomiting. And it's not even from any of the Ninja Turtles. Alright, I'll give you a little tiny bit of a spoiler. It's from April O'Neil when she first tries to deliver the news. It's not even cute throw up. It's blah, like The Exorcist. By the way, let me just kind of address the elephant in the room. I don't have a problem with the looks of April O'Neil. I do have a problem with the fact that she's their age. I don't like April being their age. And I know the last few iterations of April have been about that age, but I kind of like April being a bit older and mature. But I guess we gotta make them the same age because Leonardo has a crush on her. So let's see, in this movie, Leonardo has a crush on April O'Neil. And in the CGI cartoon, Donatello had a crush on her. In the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles, Michelangelo had a crush on April. And there was a bit of a crush off of Raphael in the live-action Ninja Turtles, the first movie. In some way or form, all the Ninja Turtles thought she was cute, but in the last few iterations, it's more than like, oh, she's cute. It's just more of like they're trying to pair off with her. I don't mind the design of April. It's more realistic to what a teenage girl would be bodied as. And anyone who complains about her size, well, why are you trying to be turned on by a teenage girl? The race thing doesn't bother me either, because have we forgotten that in the rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, she also was that race? As far as I'm concerned, April O'Neil can be any race, because I feel like that's what Kevin Eastman, who designed the characters in the very beginning since like 1984, had in mind. Because remember, Kevin Eastman at the time, when he was creating April O'Neil, he modeled April O'Neil after his, at the time, wife. If you look at the design of that April O'Neil, and keep in mind the comics were in black and white, her race was very ambiguous. And in real life, Kevin Eastman's, at the time, wife, April, she's biracial. So that should not even be a problem for anyone. But idiots gotta be idiots, and they're usually the loudest. So we got that out of the way. Let's get into the spoiler. That's it. It's the spoiler time. So if you have not seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, I am gonna go ahead and ask you to just... I'm telling you to leave, but come back during this time. Okay, so now that they're out of the way, yeah, I really liked the fact that it starts off with a laboratory and Baxter Stockman creating this ooze. Like, he's trying to create a race, and he does it out of love because he wants to create a family, essentially. And the mutant fly, which would grow up to become Superfly, is like a surrogate son to him, which does make sense if you base it off of some iterations, including the 2000s series of the Ninja Turtles. He's a scientist who always grew up feeling alone. So that makes sense. And it's a shame that he gets killed off in the movie, like from the beginning, from the TCRI agents. I feel like they should have played a bigger part in this, but I hope we explore more of them in the next movie. I mean, they are TCRI themselves, led by Cynthia Utrom. And it's a shame that we never get to see who she really is. I mean, the name is right there, Utrom. Utrom is, if you forgot, is actually the race that Krang is based off of. Krang would become a big bad in the Ninja Turtles universe. And that's why Maya Rudolph's portrayal, being so cold and calculating, had me think that it was going to be some kind of a Krang-like reveal, because the ooze is alien-made. I can actually see the Utrom being responsible for the Ninja Turtles in this iteration. I also didn't like the plot of the Ninja Turtles trying to enroll in high school. They want to go to school with all the other kids. Like, all that ninjas hide in the shadows to defend the city, now that's out the window. They want to go to school. What really gets me through this film is that there are many funny moments between the turtles themselves and just random off-cuff jokes. It's an entertaining watch. There's not really too much I need to explain about the plot, because it's simple. The Ninja Turtles want to be part of society. Society is going to reject them. Splinter doesn't want his boys to be out in the real world because he was shunned and he doesn't want them to get hurt. In this version, we're going with the idea that Splinter was a regular rat turned into Splinter rather than human turned into Splinter, which I go back and forth on which backstory I like, because one thing that the CGI cartoon show has brought to me is that I did like Hamato Yoshi becoming Splinter, because it explains a better backstory of why he connects to Shredder. I won't get into it, but it makes sense. But I also like the idea that Splinter started off as a small rat, just like Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles. In this one, there is no prior knowledge of ninjutsu. They learned in other ways, essentially. But I did like that Splinter was a warm, fatherly figure in this. I will say the Ninja Turtles themselves, while entertaining and funny at times as they were. It's just, I don't really feel like they had individual personalities. Just like my problem with the Rise series. Yeah, just like the Rise cartoon, this series, this movie, and I slipped up saying series because apparently there's going to be a sequel and a series. It just, they have no individual personality. Yeah, there's a little bit here and there, but they all behave the same. They all are loud in their dialogues. I like angry Raphael, but we don't get enough of that from this movie. I did like the final battle of Superfly becoming so mutated that he pretty much latches onto everything he touches. All the animals become part of him, and he's this giant monstrosity. I enjoyed it. What I didn't like, though, was how it got kind of sappy at the end, where the humans are helping the Ninja Turtles, and where the other bad mutants are helping the Ninja Turtles. At the end, after defeating Baxter Stockman, and at the end defeating Superfly, which, by the way, Superfly and Baxter Stockman, not the same character. I said that already, but I need to make that point clear because I really thought Baxter Stockman was gonna be Superfly. But now they're separate characters. But after Superfly is defeated, not killed, just, I guess, turned back into a regular fly, Cynthia Ubtram is still out and about doing her thing, and the other mutants now live with Splinter and the Ninja Turtles. I would hope that Bebop and Rocksteady become their enemy again. That's kind of important to the mythos. But yeah, and also there's a mid-credit scene where TCRI is going to need some outside help. We see the back of Shredder as he's looking at New York City. It's like, yay, the one villain that I actually like who wasn't in this movie, which is fine. We can give Shredder a break once in a while. But yeah, he's just teased at the very end. I feel like there should be more to talk about in the spoiler section, but there really isn't a whole lot. It's what do you expect? Almost to a point where it plays it safe. Oh, but not completely safe because the Ninja Turtles are now going to high school with April. And Splinter apparently is in love with Scumbug, the roach turned into a mutant. So yeah, now we get to picture Splinter a life-size roach. Enjoy. Alright, so let's bring our non-spoiler friends back and wrap this up. Hey there, you Ninja Turtle maniacs. Welcome back. Let's just kind of wrap this up, okay? Get it over with. So, I liked the design. The design was great. It reminded me of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movies, and I dig it. Maybe a little bit too much on the outlines here and there, but otherwise, it's a creative choice I can live with. It's a movie about a scientist trying to create life. A creature in a lab disrupts everything, accidentally creating our heroes. I just described the Powerpuff Girls movie. So, I am gonna say this movie gets a 7 out of 10. Closer to a 6 than an 8. I say this because as an old man who grew up on the Ninja Turtles, I enjoyed it okay. I don't like it as being my new franchise of the Ninja Turtles. My heart is always going to go to the live action from the 90s, but when I sit in a movie theater with the students that I took and see the families that brought their kids in, they're enjoying it. And if they're enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. So that's why I say 7 out of 10. Far as storytelling goes, I'll stick to my movies, or I'll even stick to Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. But yeah, it's a decent movie. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, thank you for watching Anthonix Maximus Matinee. I hope to be spitting out some more reviews soon enough. Get back into a rhythm, because I am trying to set up for more Anthonix Maximus stuff. Yes, I use my background as my talking points. So again, I'm sorry I took so long to make another video. It's just me pulling myself together as I enter a new path of life, a new stage of life. And thank you. Thank you for watching, and have a slice.